Today I'm here to tell you why Avatar the Last Airbender is the best show of all time. 1. Appa. 2. Scarman. And 3. Momo. Alright, well, hi everyone. This is my second time recording this video because I got a new mic a couple days ago, so now I don't really sound like this anymore.
Hey guys, what's good? It's Ad Michael and Michael here.
So yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool to start these sort of voiceover series on just different opinions I have about things. And for my first video, I thought it would be just a great idea to start off with why I believe Avatar the Last Airbender was the greatest cartoon to ever hit Nickelodeon, and possibly the greatest cartoon ever created. Alright, so let me explain a little backstory on how I actually started to watch this series again. So, sometime in January, I was sitting in history class with my buddy Jalen, and we were just talking about cartoons that day, because, you know, we didn't really do anything else in that class. Anyways, he mentioned Avatar, and that very night, I pulled up one of those sketchy free cartoon websites with like a million ads and just began watching. I already started watching the series when I was about 7 or 8, and I finished the entire thing, and you know, I just thought that rewatching the show from start to finish would just bring back some great nostalgia. While this was true, I quickly realized that 8-year-old me must have been a little brain dead when it came to the plot, and probably just focused a little bit more on the fighting and cool bending and stuff like that. So therefore, when I started watching it again at 17, I experienced an entirely new show that seemed even cooler to me than, you know, back when I was little and I was watching Zuko firebending someone, you know. And the show was just so great this time around that the last 2 episodes took me about 3 weeks to get through because I just simply couldn't accept that the show was going to be over. Now that's really impressive to do for someone like me because I don't even really watch shows from start to finish. You know, I usually maybe start a show and then I just drop it and never finish it again. In my opinion, Avatar is able to keep so many people interested because it just follows 3 simple rules to make a good show. My first opinion is that a show, in order to be successful, has to have a very unique art style. And I really think that these 2 animators were really just trying to capture an Asian style and yet keep it very American as well. It's like the animators were trying to get perfectly in between a show like Family Guy and a show like Naruto. I don't really know how much else to explain it because the show just looks so unique in itself. I feel like by the second season, the animators really showed their true beauty because for 2006, the show just looked very great. Like, I don't really know how much else I can say about it, like you just look at it. A scene that I really think best represents this is the episode with the magic guru. In this episode, the animations are really able to capture Aang's true feelings about the world, and everything just looks so cool in this episode, and it's really just great to see Aang's inner feelings because we really know deep down what he's going through, but it really just hasn't been shown yet. Another thing is, during this time, it was such a risk to take for both the animators and Nickelodeon to release a show because it was its really own first and big, you know, Asian style cartoon. Although in the end, it just turned out to be such a great project and such a great delivery, and everything about the show is just awesome. I really believe it's able to capture the plot's atmosphere very well. The next reason why I believe Avatar is the best show is because of the script writing. Both the creators worked on shows like Family Guy, King of the Hill, and Invader Zim, and so they already had a lot of experience. I would describe the writing to be a perfect balance between goofy, funny, serious, and uplifting. And the humor of the show is definitely top tier for Nickelodeon. It's sort of like a classic kids style, also sprinkled in with a dash of adult humor. I usually don't even laugh during shows, but there are some times where jokes actually got to me.
I couldn't drag her into it. My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
You have to admit, the script is just genius. Although, I do have to admit, sometimes there would be too corny of a speech that tried to be uplifting, or just some motivational sentences that came off as too kiddish. But other than that, the script is just so immersive that it just kept everyone interested, and it added so much to the adventure storyline. Oh yeah, and if you haven't seen the show, which I don't even know why you would be watching this if you haven't seen the show, but I can try to sum it up in the next few sentences. It's basically an epic Asian martial arts tale centered around the 4 elements: earth, water, fire, and air, which certain groups can control. Then there is the Avatar, who is the master of all 4 elements and brings peace to the world. However, the previous Avatar went missing, leaving the Fire Nation to turn evil, and Aang, the new Avatar, has to bring balance to the world. Okay, so now it's time for the final part, but it's probably the most important, in my opinion, of the entire show, and it is the character development. I personally believe that this is the greatest part of the show and why it's so successful and addicting to watch, and even today when it's been years and years after it's been released, people are still loving it. From the very beginning, you get to know the characters right away and the personalities they all have, and you just become so interested in all of them. Everyone is so different in the show and unique in their own way. Like, the details in everyone's characters is just nothing I've ever seen before in another cartoon. I also love that each character had a major flaw to them and that it was able to drive them throughout the story and, just turn them into a better person in the end. And for example, I'm just going to use Sokka really quickly because from the very beginning, you realize that he has a very challenged masculinity. Like, just from the very beginning, he is already sexist towards Katara. And through the entire show, he sort of learns and develops as a character, and his masculinity challenges sort of go away once he finds his sort of leadership role. And so many other characters have flaws to them. I just really can't go through all of them because it would take so much to analyze them and stuff like that, but Sokka is just one that popped into my mind. And also the struggles that the characters go through reflect back on the audience because you can easily relate to what the characters are going through during the show. I really just have to tip it to the creators because they literally gave every character a personality. Like, I even felt compassion towards a 10-ton flying bison sometimes. Appa is just a great character and honestly probably one of my favorite characters of the show. Definitely top 3. Talking to my friends, they also feel the similar way to characters and stuff like that. Like, they also agreed to me that during some times you would just feel so emotional towards some characters. I even remember just getting so sad over that one episode. I think it was called Tales of Ba Sing Se or something like that. But the scene with Iroh and his, no spoilers, but the song Leaves on the Vine just really get to me. If you watch the show, you would know what I mean.
Leaves from the vine, falling so slow, like fragile tiny shells drifting in the foam.
I could honestly ramble on and on about characters and episodes and things from the show that I liked, but I think I'm just going to leave it off right there. And if you have any opinions or just want to say anything about Avatar, leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't watched Avatar, I'm definitely recommending it to you. Some days I would just come home and that's all I would want to do is just watch Avatar. It's just such a great show and such a great experience. I think everyone should watch it in their lifetime. Okay, I'm going to go now. Bye-bye.